Hello, music fans. You're watching Death by Unicorn, where we talk about metal, rock, and prog music. And this is New Music's Alive in 2025. I'm going to talk about 4 new albums that came out on December 5th, 2025, and I'll talk about them in my order of preference. I'll start with 2 live albums. I normally don't cover live albums because I'm more of a studio album guy, but I really love these 2, so I have to mention them. The first one is Radar by Tesseract, an amazing band from the UK, great progressive metal gent band. And this one I'm putting in my excellent tier. It won't qualify for my year-end lists, other than I might make a year-end list of the best live albums of the year. But my normal year-end list will not include live albums. Well, this one's very cool. It features a choir on all the tracks called Choir Noir, which is a cool thing, and I think it really works well with Tesseract's music. Dan Tompkins does amazing vocals. I believe when I've seen them live some other times in the past, he would do kind of the lead vocals, and then he'd have a a backing track of himself also doing the harmonies, so he's kind of harmonizing with himself. But I think having this choir kind of helps not need that, because the choir can kind of do the harmony vocals, and I think that's really cool. And they picked a great set list, played a lot of great songs. They did a lot of newer songs, but they also played some older ones too. They didn't do as many from my favorite album of theirs, which is Altered State, because that's the album that doesn't feature Dan Tompkins. So that's the only thing. My only gripe is I wish they would have done more songs from Altered State. But they did a lot of great songs from throughout their career, with a bit more emphasis on newer material. But they picked a lot of bangers, and really everything they do is amazing. So if you like Tesseract, definitely check this out, Radar by Tesseract. And then the other live album I want to mention is by another amazing progressive metal band, but this time it's progressive death metal, and it's Persefone and their album Live in Andorra. And they're from Andorra, so I guess they played live in their home country, and they're just amazing. They're technical, their guitar playing's great. I believe they got a new singer recently, and I think this shows them off. I'm assuming it's the new singer on here. I didn't really do research into this. I just listened to it, and it's awesome. They have a great set list on here. They play every song phenomenally well, and they're just an amazing progressive death metal band, one of the best going, and I'm looking forward to anything they do next. So if you like progressive death metal, then Persefone Live in Andorra is definitely something you need to check out. Now we're going to talk about studio stuff rather than live stuff. Next up on my list is an EP. So I should mention that Persefone one I'm putting in my excellent tier as well. Won't qualify for year-end lists, but except for the live album one. But the next one is an EP. It's by Am I in Trouble, and it's called Gray. And this is an American black metal band, Am I in Trouble, and it's kind of like post-black metal, atmospheric, with prog metal, post-rock, avant-garde metal, and even some electronic influences here. I'm putting this one in my very good tier. They also put out an album earlier this year called Spectrum, which I think is also very good. And this EP is kind of strange. It's even longer than their debut full length when you look at it on Bandcamp. This EP is 41 minutes there versus 31 minutes for their full length. So it's kind of weird that they call their full length a full length and this an EP. But this one's only 28 minutes on Spotify. So I'm not sure what's going on here. It's kind of a weird, confusing discography, why the full length one wasn't considered an EP and why this one wasn't considered a full length, or they're just both EPs. I don't know. But this one starts with 2 prog epics, and they're both about 14 minutes long, but they're reworkings of their songs Black and White from their debut album Spectrum, and they've retitled them Obsidian and Opal. And so now they're both over 14 minutes in length. I think the original versions are more like around the 6-7 minute mark. So they've really expanded these tracks. It's not just like, just a it kind of is a remix, but it's almost like a reinterpretation and a completely new composition and like reworkings of these tracks and like adding new parts and new instruments and like electronic vibes and like changing the orders of things. It's whole like reimagining of these tracks to make them even more epic. And then on Bandcamp, after these reimaginings, they just also have the songs that were already on the debut full length, the original shorter versions, black and white, after those. So it's really cool to hear them get really adventurous and really progressive with those two songs, which I think were like probably the best two songs on their debut album. So really cool stuff. I think if you like their debut album, definitely check this out. I think you'll enjoy this. And even if you've never heard of them, but you like kind of adventurous, atmospheric, progressive, post-black metal, check this out. Gray by Am I in Trouble? And last one I want to mention that I checked out from December 5th is by the band Enthroned. It's another black metal one. The album's called Ashspawn. This is the 12th album by this Belgian band, and I'm putting Am I in Trouble in my very good tier, and I'm putting Enthroned in just my good tier. It's very straightforward black metal, but it is still pretty well done. It's adventurous and it's expansive and it's evil. And Enthroned, they're just, this is my first time listening to a full album by them, but I'm interested to hear more from them. And it's cool that they're on the Season of Mist label, a great label. And this is an interesting album. If you like black metal, I can't see why you wouldn't like this. Black metal is not usually my main style, but I still enjoyed it. It's Ashspawn by Enthroned. That's it for my first impressions of these 4 new albums that came out recently. What do you think of these? Let me know down in the comments. And yes, I know it's surprising that new stuff is still coming out, even though it's December. I know a lot of people are making their year-end lists, and I'm thinking about mine as well. So I'll probably start making my year-end content pretty soon, if I haven't already posted any by the time I post this. So if you like metal, rock, and prog music, you're in the right place. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you stay in the loop on when I post new videos. I'm hopefully going to be talking about my favorite albums of the year, top albums of 2025. I'm thinking of doing my top 25, I guess. I think that's a nice number. I might put up my Spotify Wrapped as well, make a video on that. And then I have all sorts of categories of lists that I want to do, like my top instrumental albums, top post-hardcore albums, top metalcore/mathcore albums, top black metal albums, and then I was thinking of doing a top rock albums in each subgenre of rock, top metal albums in each subgenre of metal, top EPs, top live albums, top 20 prog rock albums, and top 10 debut albums. And then I'll probably do things around, those are all album focused. Maybe I'll do something around songs, probably particularly around prog epics, like my favorite songs that are over some length threshold. I know some people pick like 15 minutes for that. I might do like 13 minutes. I've seen some lists that will pick like songs that are over 10 and some that use 15. And I feel like 15 is too long of a bar and 10 is too short. So I kind of go in the middle at like 13 usually. So yeah, those are kind of the videos I have planned for end of year. If you want to see all those, as I said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and stay in the loop. And let me know your favorite stuff. Have I missed anything? I'm always looking for new awesome stuff that I might enjoy. Peace out.